Hello, my science friends. Miss Marcie's back. I'm so excited to see you again. Hope everyone and their families are doing well. I'm back today with a little chemistry. What is chemistry? Chemistry is a kind of science that involves mixing different materials and seeing some kind of change. The change could be that something became a different color, or something became hot, or something became cold, or something exploded. That's not going to happen today, but we do have some very fun things to see. Today we're going to do an experiment called magic milk. Let me show you what you need for magic milk so you can go get it and get ready. You will need some kind of milk product. The higher the fat in the milk, the better. But if you only have skim milk or low-fat milk at home, that's fine. I happen to have half and half, which I know is high in fat, so that's going to work really well. But this would be a really cool experiment to try with lots of different milk products and see how your results vary. So some type of milk product. You're going to need some dish detergent, the kind you use to wash dishes in the sink, not the dishwasher. Any brand is fine. Dawn is best if you have it. I did not have it. You will need some Q-tips, which are only used for the experiment, not for putting on any parts of our bodies, please. And then you will need a few colors of food coloring, at least 2. Will it still look cool if you only have 1? Absolutely. Don't worry. And if you have none, look in your refrigerator and see what you have that might be colored. Maybe you could squeeze some strawberries and get some red coloring out of them. I'm sure you can be creative and problem solve. Otherwise, just watch mine, and that's pretty cool too. And the last thing that you'll need is some sort of pie pan. This is a little shallow pie dish, okay? We're not baking pie, but this is a good type of dish to use for the activity. You need a dish that has a little bit of a lip because we're going to pour the milk in, and if it's a plate, you're afraid it might run off the side of the plate. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start by talking a little bit about our milk. All right, I'm going to pour it into the dish. There we go. I can show you. It's not very exciting. It just looks like milk in a dish. There you go. I'll have to figure out how to use the camera a little bit better for that. You see it now? Okay. I'm going to take your word for it. Okay, back in business. All right, so what is milk? Where does it come from? That's right. It can come from cows, of course, if we're drinking cow milk. Other mammals make milk. There's goat milk and sheep milk that's used to make different kinds of cheeses. Nowadays, we're so lucky there's milk made out of different kinds of nuts like almond milk and cashew milk. There's coconut milk. I even had some milk this week called oat milk that was made out of oats. So delicious. So there's so many different kinds of milks. Right now, I'm going to just talk about what makes up cow milk. Cow milk is made up of a few different things. There are minerals in there to help make you strong. The main mineral in there is vitamin D. Vitamin D helps our bones be nice and strong and our teeth too. The only other place to get vitamin D is from the sunshine, which on a rainy day like today is not possible. So we need to get it from our milk. Also in milk, there's protein, which helps build muscle on your body. And then there's fats, a lot of good healthy fats to help our brains grow and our bodies grow as well. So those are the components that make up milk. Now remember I said we were going to use a Q-tip, but of course we're only using it. Oops, one of them just went flying into my milk. That's not what I wanted to do. We're just using it to place into the milk, not anywhere on our face or bodies, okay? If I were to put a clean, dry Q-tip, which has cotton at the ends, into my milk, full of its different little building blocks, its different little molecules of fat and protein and sugar and minerals and vitamins, what do you think would happen? Let's find out. So I'm going to put my cotton ball in, And when I look at my milk, I'm sorry, I called it a cotton ball. It's really a Q-tip. Let's see, I'm trying to, there you go. You can see me doing it. I put it in there. Nothing really happens, right? The surface of the milk doesn't change. No, nothing dramatic. Of course, because the cotton on the Q-tip is absorbent. Sorry, guys. Because the cotton on the Q-tip is absorbent, when I feel the end of the Q-tip, it is wet. And it did create what we call a little current, a little movement in the milk, but you couldn't see that movement, and it really wasn't very exciting movement at all because all I did was stick the dry Q-tip in there. We are going to see some movement when we introduce some new chemicals. So the next step is to take some of our food coloring and introduce it into the milk. So I'm going to take a couple of different colors. I've got some green. Make a few drops of the green in there. I like to spread them out. It will make it a little more interesting later. But remember, you can try this experiment a few times as long as you have enough milk products in the house and mom and dad don't mind you using them for science experiments, because we also need to make sure we have our milk for our cereal and definitely our coffee, our mom and dad's coffee. And all right, I put some green, I put some blue, and now I've got some pink going in here. I'll show you what it looks like, I promise. All right, so I've got the food coloring going in. All right, let's see that. You see that? Looking good, huh? All right, got the food coloring going in. And now I'm gonna stick the Q-tip in one more time. A plain dry Q-tip. And when I stick it in, nothing really happens. Can you see me stick it in? Nope. There we go. Yep. If I stick it in, nothing really happens. I guess I could stick it right on top of one of the bits of food coloring. And I could get some food coloring on the Q-tip. But no drama here at all, right? However, we're not done yet. We're not done introducing our last part of the chemical reaction. So for that, I'm going to take a new Q-tip. I'm going to actually put back that nice little blue drop of food coloring that I destroyed. There we go. And this time, I'm getting my soap. I'm getting my dishwashing detergent, right? All I did was I took a little bit from the bottle and I poured it into a bowl. Okay, so I've got a clean, fresh Q-tip this time, and I'm going to coat it in the dishwashing detergent, which is, mine happens to be green. Yours might be clear. Does not matter what color your dish detergent is. The color of your dish detergent will not affect the experiment at all. Okay, mine's dripping a little bit. I always forget to bring paper towels to these experiments. All right, now this is the great, exciting part. So I'm going to press pause for 1 minute, and then I'm going to see if I can adjust the iPad so that you can see the exciting part as we go. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. I had to take the iPad out of its case, so now I can lift it up and show it to you a little more easily. All right, I got my Q-tip. I dipped it in the detergent, and now we are going to put it into the milk. Sorry, I'm still trying to find the best way to show you. We're going to put it into the milk. Do I have a good angle here? Not yet. And we are going to see what magic we can make. Oh, maybe from above will be a better angle. Nope, those are my pants. How's that? Oh, there we go. All right, ready? Whoa! What is going on? When I touch the Q-tip with detergent to the colors, what has happened? Can you see that now? Whoa! Look at that. That is pretty magical milk. All I did was take the Q-tip that had the detergent on the end, and I touched it to the food coloring. A couple more of them while you're on the phone, while you can see. I think I got a good angle now. All right, hold on. Gotta balance it. Whoa! Wow! Look at that! That is so cool. Let's see what happens if I add a little more food coloring. I'm going to add a little more blue in there. Ooh, except the colors are mixing, so it looks a little more purpley than it is blue. And let's keep making our magic firework milk happen. Whoa! That is so neat. Wow. See if you can see the whole thing now. There it is. That is awesome. So, sorry, it was a little tricky to get you to see that, but I think we worked it out. Now, what just happened in there? How come a little Q-tip that was full of a tiny bit of soap detergent was able to make fireworks of color in our milk? Well, that's the chemistry. That's where the science comes in. So, as we said, that milk is full of different molecules. The fat and the protein and the sugar and the vitamins and the minerals, right? The top layer of any liquid has what we call surface tension. That means that the surface, the layer of the liquid is strong. Some liquids are so strong that you can actually move on them. For example, on certain in certain ponds, the surface tension of the water is so strong, there's a bug called a water strider bug. You should look him up. And that water strider bug can actually walk on the water because it holds him up because of the surface tension. And it depends. Every different kind of liquid has a different surface tension. It has to do with how the molecules in the liquid are attracted to each other. If they're really close, they really love each other, they form a very tight bond, a very tight cohesion. And depending on how tight it is, that affects what our liquid can do. So, the detergent, though, acts to break that up. When we add the detergent into the liquid, it lowers the surface tension. Those tight bonds begin to relax a little bit. They can't hold on to each other anymore. And when they begin to relax a little bit, all the cool stuff happens. So the first thing that the detergent reacts with is the protein in the milk, that protein that makes us big and strong. And it lets the protein change its shape and start to move. Now, normally we would not see that at all, but the food coloring is what lets us see that happen to the little protein molecules. We can't actually see them moving with our eyes, right? They're too tiny. But because we've colored them, we can see movement in the milk. Then the detergent reacts with the fat in the milk. And remember how I said this may work better with a higher fat milk? It reacts with the fat and it forms another little molecule called a micelle. A micelle. And what that does is it pushes the color around again, and that's why you're seeing the fireworks. You're seeing the protein move around. You're seeing the fat move around. But it also does something else, which is really cool. When the detergent reacts with the fat in the milk and forms these micelles, it lifts the fat out. And I wonder when that would be important. Well, what if you were actually washing a dish and on that dish it had some fat and that fat was left over from your dinner and it was gooey and sticky and it was sticking to the plate and you had water on it and the water wasn't strong enough to get it off and you were scrubbing and you couldn't scrub it off, you would use some detergent, some dishwashing liquid. And the dishwashing liquid would have the same chemical reaction with your plate as it did in our magic milk. The dishwashing detergent would react with that fat, it would form the micelle, and it would lift the grease off of or the fat. Grease is another word for fat. It would help you lift it off the plate and wash it away. So that's what's happening in our magic milk. Now, you can keep sticking your Q-tip with detergent in, and it will keep having a reaction until all the fat has been broken down by the detergent. So it can go on for quite a while. Mine's still happening. There's still enough fat left in here that it's still giving me a little more action. Can you see that moving around a little bit? Pretty awesome. And every time you do this, of course, it's gonna look different because you're using a different colors, and you may be touching the milk in a different place, and you might try using different milks. So it's really neat to test chemical reactions by changing one variable, by changing one thing. How does this work if I use this brand of detergent versus another brand? How does this work if I only change the colors that I use or the amount of color that I use? What if I use tiny drops? What if I use big drops? What if I use what color? What if I use 4 colors? And of course, changing the milk also. Low fat milk versus higher fat milk versus a milk made out of something different like a nut or an almond. That can be really neat. So I hope you enjoyed our magic milk lesson and that you get to make your own fireworks in your milk and that you have lots of fun. Feel free to email me with any questions, marcielevine-jacobs@gmail.com, or call me or text me. I'd love to see some videos of your magic milk. My number is 917-626-4224. And have an amazing day, and I can't wait to see and hear what happens when your detergent has a chemical reaction with the fats and proteins in your milk, and the food coloring explodes before your very eyes into some beautiful fireworks as those molecules change and react and form micelles and lift the fat away. Have so much fun. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.